It's the back half of a Saturday afternoon doubleheader at Kikinishtuk Stadium here in Nanaimo. The Harbourside men's team looking to send Harbourside to a perfect 2-0 and get back in the win column here this afternoon against Burnaby FC. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Kikinishtuk Stadium here in the Harbour City on Vancouver Island. My name is Alex Ronsley. Pleasure to be with you here, bringing you today's League 1 BC action. Harbourside 1-1-1 in their last 3 games, coming off a 3-3 tie last weekend against Rovers. A game that head coach Kevin Lindo liked a lot, but obviously would have loved to have gotten the full 3 points from that affair. It was also a 3-3 result back at the end of April, the last and only time these two teams have played in League 1. It was over in the Lower Mainland, a 3-3 tie. Billy Beopoulos had a pair of goals for Harbourside in that affair. He has continued his scoring ways with 9 so far on the League 1 season. Suko Bahari added another one as well. You'll hear a lot from Beopoulos in our halftime interview with him, as well as we'll talk through the game today. Harbourside's men's team chasing that playoff spot. They're currently in 5th place with 8 points so far, but it is a logjam right ahead of them. They won't get there with a win here today, regardless of what happens. The gap is 4 points to TSS in 2nd, Altitude in 3rd, and Unity in 4th, all separated by just goal differential. For Burnaby, they tied 1-1 against Unity last game. It was Lachlan Will with the lone goal. They're also 1-1-1 in their last 3. A win against Rivers and a loss against Rivers by 5-3 and 2-1 scores, respectively. Teams are beginning to line up. We'll get to our lineups here in a moment, kind of as soon as we can, but we are getting set for a kickoff here at Kikinishtuk Stadium in Nanaimo. Harbourside in their two-tone blue jerseys from our left to right in this first half. It'll be Burnaby with the wind at their back in their white jerseys with the light gold trim from our right to left. We'll get to our lineups in an early stoppage here in this first half, but we are set to go here at center field. The women's team got the job done by a 2-1 score earlier today. The men trying to follow suit. And Burnaby with the kickoff in the first half, moving from our right to left, and they will control the ball early. This will be a good pace to it as well, and Harbourside setting up in their familiar formation. Charlie Purcell, Suko Bahari, and Billy Beopoulos working in a triangle up front, supported by the guys in behind, as here's Lachlan Will trying to center, and a high clearance put up and out of play. And it'll be an early corner. It gives us a quick look at the Harbourside lineup. Matthew Scott McConaughey in net for the home team. Chiari, Osman, Hall, Bahari, Creswick, Beopoulos, Mackenzie, Callum McGog, Charlie Purcell, and Tristan Cornwell on the back end. Michael Happel, usually in the midfield, is the backup keeper here this afternoon. Callum Weir down with Pacific FC. As he takes some time away from Harbourside. We'll get to Burnaby's lineup in just a couple of moments' time, as they have the corner down to our left, delivered to the near post, headed up high. And again, we'll reset, and that'll give us a chance to take a look at Burnaby. Bennett McKay, the keeper here this afternoon, wearing the 31. Kaiser Pound, Zupo the captain. Jovan Man, Apostle Ogden, Simovici, Will, Dent, and Shahan. The 11 to start here for Burnaby this afternoon. Again, delivered, long, high, headed there off Mackenzie, still dangerous. McConaughey trying to find it, but it's eventually cleared away by Harbourside. Out to the outside where Harry just tied up, knocked down, but got the ball up and ahead. Here's Purcell, he's got Beopoulos going for a run, finds him now in through midfield. Billy Beopoulos, one to beat, has some support. Beopoulos fires just wide. Screaming for the ball was Chiari down the right side, was open, but Beopoulos backed himself, and with 9 goals on the season, little doubt. Good early transition here, and Harbourside, you don't want to say getting away with one, but certainly had to deal with some tense moments in and around their goal. Right before a nice play from Bahari inside his own half, was able to unleash Purcell to get it to Beopoulos. So again, it is that triangle up front. Purcell, Beopoulos, Bahari sort of rotating in and out. Chiari, Mackenzie, the wingbacks, and then in the midfield, Creswick and Osman. And then Cornwell and Fergus Hall, the captain, in that central defensive role. Magog on the back end as well. Kind of playing that 5 on the back roll with the wing backs who will float up and down the pitch here this afternoon. Cresswick to Bahari. Again, Beopoulos looking to make a run. Bahari just ran into a Burnaby player. Will draw a free kick though. Was tied up there along that far side. I believe that's Pound along that far wing. Ball knocked down and Burnaby will take it. Presenting near side on there is Shahan. Lost control of it, put it out of play. Will go for a throw. So a good couple of pushes. Each team sort of having that half quality chance on goal. Nothing that forced too much out of the keepers, but Beopoulos for Harbourside, unsurprising. And then the scramble kind of off the corner for Burnaby. All tracking in midfield and looking to come away with it. Harbourside eventually does. Cornwall. Cresswick, touch, let him down and goes back out for a throw. Just a little bit of miscommunication between Cornwall and, pardon me, Chiara, I believe that is. Regardless, Burnaby gets control of it. Samovici to the back there for Pound. His little give and go with Jovan Man. And Harbourside look to put the ball up, but Magog's feed for Bahari just out of his reach. Always that adjustment period early in a game. Trying to get used to the pace of the pitch. Some rain in the women's game earlier on forced some skidding of the ball, definitely changed the way things went about. Burnaby trying to take the free kick rather quickly, but weren't able to do much with it. So Purcell just kind of watch things over. Man goes back to the captain, Zupo. Ball out this near side, Ogden. In towards the middle. Burnaby just trying to build a little bit of pressure. Samovici chipped up and ahead. Shari, first one and only one there. And he'll just let that ball roll for a goal kick. Matthew Scott McConaughey getting his first home start here for Harbourside. It has been all Callum Weir so far this season. However, we're up with Pacific FC at the moment. So providing some different opportunity, different looking goal for Harbourside. Weir and McConaughey obviously no strangers to each other. Played extensively in the past, but McConaughey getting his first look at the Kikinishtuk pitch in a game action here this afternoon. Zupo. It's trying to get some consistent results as the Harbourside men's team. On the outside of playoffs looking in at the moment. Only a handful of games remaining. Didn't really talk about this earlier this afternoon. Here's a turnover, although Bahari benefits from an offside position. Games remaining for Harbourside, not a whole lot. In fact, after this afternoon, it'll be just 3. They've got a couple of weeks off, won't play over the Canada Day long weekend. July 6th, they'll visit the Vancouver Whitecaps for both the men's and women's teams. And then it's a doubleheader here at home. Basically wrap things up. Hosting Rovers and Unity Saturday, Sunday here at Kikinishtuk Stadium, July 20th and 21st. As a shot from a sharp angle, easily gloved by McConaughey. And just like that, the League 1BC season is done. So the Harbourside really running out of options to try and close that gap, the 4-point gap we mentioned right before the game. 3 for a win here this afternoon will certainly help a lot, although there'll be games in hand to worry about too, as Beopoulos trying to middle there for Purcell, kicks to the outside, be out for a throw-in. Bahari, Cresswick, Cornwall, Chiari, Cornwell this time through the middle. Purcell, the back heel. Beopoulos thought he had half a second, but Ty Pounds just coming across, out for a throw. It was a quick little flick through the middle there as well. Purcell, a nice turn and fire. And Beopoulos, the focal point for this Harborside offense, 9 goals on the season. We'll hear from him at halftime. He said one of his big goals was just scoring more than he did last year. He had 3 all last season. Eclipsed that inside the first couple of weeks of the League One season. Yusuf Osman, he's been a welcomed addition to the team this year, as Purcell thought he was offside, but the linesman had to wait until Purcell made a play at the ball. So it was kind of a bit of a am I? And eventually the flag goes up, Purcell offside. Free kick taken by Kaiser. Ball eventually to the outside, although the delivery from McKay, a little bit too much to handle for the defender on that right wing. Cresswell. Back to Fergus Hall, the captain. Hard to miss. The bright orange armband has been out there for a vast majority of this season, as Purcell gives up a free kick trying to get a header towards the goal. He truly is, and it would be interesting to go back last year's stats as well. I should have this kind of offhand, but Hall played so much last year in terms of just never being substituted, played just about, if not every game. He's done similar this year, been in every game, but has been subbed off once or twice. But you would imagine he would be the Iron Man for both the men's and the women's teams in terms of minutes played. Certainly can't think of anybody on the women's team. Certainly Rebecca Van Dort, Thea Scory have played every minute this season, but neither were with Harborside last year. Perhaps nobody has worn the jersey more than the number 6 on the men's squad. We'll do those numbers. That'll be an interesting one to look at. Burnaby controlling just well outside, trying to cut in towards there is Shahan, and got tied up, and Cornwall gave up a free kick. So this will be a good opportunity early to try and test from distance. No doubt the wall will be staged. We'll have to wait for the referee's whistle. But it'll be a free kick coming from around 27, 28 yards out on that corner. An opportunity to deliver a ball. Pinpoint placement. Hamish Ogden on the free kick. Delivers. It's low and it's headed just over. Believe the target was Pound finding his way into the box, but the delivery from Ogden was good. Potentially just a fraction low, as it was Zupo, pardon me, the receiving end on that one. Beheri earns the throw in for Harborside, all on that far wing. Good conditions here, around 20 degrees, although the sun is very, very noticeable when it's out. A good amount of cloud cover, but when it's direct sunlight, it's very, very searing. But in terms of air temperature, only around 20 degrees. You can hear the wind currently at the back of Burnaby, although swirling a little bit more than it was, say, late this morning, early this afternoon. Good pinch by Hall. Ball spills back to Burnaby, though. As to Zupo. Has a bunch of options. Harborside in no real pressure to make him make a play. Beopoulos, Purcell, and Beheri just content to sit back and allow Burnaby to kind of figure things out. McKay. Little 8-iron out to the left side, headed on by Kaiser. A lot of blue jerseys around it, though. Beopoulos to Cornwell. Touch pass ahead. Cresswick trying to ship it on ahead. That was Chiari, pardon me, appealing on the deck for a free kick and eventually gets one. Referees just asked for Harbourside to hold up a little bit. Not sure whether it's an equipment issue or what it is. The referee just running over to check one of the Burnaby players. Regardless, it'll be Osman and Creswick over the ball to deliver. Everybody bar two up there as Magog is standing at midfield. It'll be Osman overruns it. Creswick, the little short one, Beheri. Now Creswick from a long way out, and it curls well wide. Johnny McKenzie and Callum Magog back playing the sweeping role. Everybody else was up. Just a little bit of movement from Harbourside on that free kick, trying to sow a little bit of doubt on sort of how it's going to be delivered, ultimately harmlessly wide. Joe Zupo plays it up through the middle. Blue jerseys around it, but Burnaby able to keep control of it. Really no rush up the field for the visitors at the moment. Keen to build 14 minutes in. Still no score. Feed out to the left side. Chiari has a look over his left shoulder. Is keen to just let that one run out for a throw-in. Quickly taken. Osman creatively over to Purcell. Lost control of it though. Chance from a long way out. Here's Lachlan Will looking to get it towards the middle but couldn't control it. Ball settles for Kaiser. Dropped back off. That's for Saimovic. Side here for Kaiser. Good boot there from Chiari, stripping Shahan of the puck, of the ball, I should say. Try once more from distance. Here's Saimovic. Over to the far side, looking for man in the middle. Good tackle there from Creswick. Ball came away, and now Beheri will put it up through the middle. McKay in two minds, but the captain, Zupo, back for it. Has the assignment on Beopoulos. And Beheri trying to spring Beopoulos, looking for his 10th, potentially more here this afternoon. Fergus Hall from Magog left side. Ahead to McKenzie. Back to Hall. Osman tracks back, looks to inject into the game. I've seen him play many places over the pitch this season, a lot on a wing. This time sort of in more of a central midfield role, at least to start. Zupo. Beheri just forcing the issue a little bit. It's fun to watch this triangle of Purcell, Beopoulos, and Beheri. Just sort of rotating through. Beopoulos will have a turn in the middle, try to be that target man. If he doesn't, try to find traction. Purcell will sort of slot into that role. Beheri will see some time there as well, and the others just sort of head out to the wing. Right now, Beopoulos sort of in a right wing role, and Purcell holding in the middle. Beheri hasn't really moved off the left side so far this afternoon, but he's been known to wander to try and find the ball as well, as most good players do. Joven Matt. Ball well outside. Beheri there playing a little defense. Osman keeping them out as well. Purcell trying to force the issue. Burnaby still controlling. From a long way out. Apostle. Samovic. Long shot there from Lachlan Will. He'll draw a free kick on the challenge. Getting that shot away, Lachlan Will just got challenged and tackled by a Harbourside player. Might have been Creswick. And this will be a free kick coming here to Burnaby, I should say. 30 yards out. Everybody tracking back for Harbourside. Lots of time obviously left in this one, but Neither team has really had that grade A golden opportunity. Beopoulos inside, what, 6-7 minutes, probably the best of the bunch. Burnaby's was more sort of a little messy. The remains off a corner. Nothing that direct. This is an opportunity here. Standing over it, I believe that's Ogden, as well as one other. And it is indeed Hamish Ogden. The wall in front, Ogden, the drive, it hops, and it was parried away by McConaughey. It was a well-positioned ball. You felt deliberately just hopping in front of McConaughey by about a yard or two. Had to force him to make an adjustment. Took no chances. Was able to parry it away to his right, and the corner will come. Delivered in again, far post, this time McConaughey unchallenged. Hull. Harborside look to build out. Left side for Magog. Bahari tracks back, looks for it. Gets it, and we'll go for a run through midfield. Sliding tackle. Ball got knocked away. Burnaby takes it through midfield with some speed. Here come the visitors. Feet to the outside. Will cuts in off the right boot. Gets a shot away, but it's blocked by Hull. And cleared by Creswick. Purcell got a shove in, and will give up a free kick. We'll argue it was for the ball. The challenge was there, but the referee unmoved. Referee for today, Joey Ratcliffe. Assistants, Garrett Watson and Joseph Clement. Hannah Browning, the fourth official. Free kick given up there by Creswick. Just a little toe tap on Asfin Shohan. Shohan once more dancing his way through. Burnaby beginning to link a few plays together here. This shot, cross rather, cleared away by Osman, and ball will spill out here to the near side. Purcell lost his footing, quickly back up for it. Ogden trying to through ball, intended there for Kaiser down the left side, but spills nicely for Harborside to try and clear. Burnaby beginning, as I mentioned, stringing a few plays together, building some pressure, extended as well, but Harry ripped off the ball, and a free kick will come. And this will be a yellow card. Bahari just sort of dragged off with the arm, extended there by Emil Samovici, and this will be a free kick. Nothing overly threatening offensively. It is still from distance, but our first yellow card here this afternoon. So again, it'll be Creswick and Osman over the ball. Again, it'll be everybody up bar a couple back, and then the two over the ball. Opportunity here to deliver to that edge of the 18-yard box. Osman again overruns Creswick. Floats one in and feeds to the outside, and overall, a little disappointed with himself on that effort. Both teams keen to build out from the back as well. No long bombs from respective keepers so far this afternoon. Defense is well involved in play setup. I believe a handball there from Burnaby. Just incidental, no deliberate nature on that one, but Harborside will get the free kick. Out comes the sun. Hall. Down the left side, McKenzie. Touch pass into the middle, Purcell. Back to Magog, now and through center as Osman Tried to connect and link up down that left side, but couldn't quite get there. You can hear the wind. It's been like this all day. We had some rain showers earlier on during the first half of the women's game. It has dried out, and I don't really see a whole ton coming. There's not a whole lot of dark clouds in behind us here. Most of it has certainly long gone. Burnaby down that right side, trying to feed a long ball. Will to chase after it, but would have been optimistic at best. Cornwall. Long ball through the middle. Purcell, the intended target. Chiari around it as well. He gets it. Joseph Ferris-Chiari looking to connect with Purcell. Goes up, turns down, moves back up again. To the middle, Purcell. Spinning to his left. Center for Beharry. Drops it off. Osman has to control. Couldn't get a shot away. Feed now out to the outside. Here's Jonathan McKenzie. Edge of the area, cuts in. McKenzie trying to deliver into the middle. And a corner kick. Good threatening around the area for Harborside. Corner kick and an opportunity for delivery here. Creswick will be over to take it. And again, it's McCog and McKenzie back, everybody up this time. Creswick looking for some options. Beharry goes for a run. Draws them out. Creswick delivers. Intended for Hall, but it floats over everybody. And it'll go out for a throw. Good crowd here at Kikinishtuk Stadium in Nanaimo. They enjoyed a 2-1 victory for Harborside in the women's game earlier on. First win of the year for Harborside. Very well deserved one as well. The game winner coming from a free kick off Sophie Miranda midway through the second half. Taken and played on there by Shohan. Asvin Shohan. Kicks back there for Jovan Matt. Has some options to the outside, uses them. There for Pound. Nice little give and go, and here come Burnaby with some speed through the middle and a long shot, and a wasted opportunity from 25. Beautiful sunshine at Kikinishtuk now. Blue sky overhead. That'll raise the temperature very, very quickly. It is certainly doing a little bit of a walk around the stadium before the men's game. Noticeable difference with the sunshine. Just that kind of burning heat from the sun. Very, very noticeable. Forecasted high of 28 today, just around 19, 20 degrees at kickoff, although with the sunshine, that's no doubt gone up a bit and will factor in as this game rolls on. Magog clears out to midfield. Beopoulos, he's had a quiet last sort of 5-10 minutes or so, really hasn't factored in and around the ball much. Harborside haven't been quite as successful as they'd like, sort of interjecting the front three. But as we said earlier, good players find a way to find the ball. It's actually one of the things we'll talk with Billy about at halftime, is just sort of how he handles those games where maybe the ball doesn't find him as regularly as he would like. Purcell, the give and go there with Beharry, but the return feed from Purcell just out of the reach of the Egyptian. Zupo to the left side here for Daniel Kaiser. Finds Shohan, trying to dance his way around. Chiari does, creates the overlap. And there's Kaiser. Through ball, finds Shohan once more. Inside the area, Chiari though, a good tackle. Got the ball, low delivery to Beopoulos. Deft touch, finds Purcell. Ran into Will on the deck, was able to make a play, and now Beopoulos a mile offside. Ogden. Shohan. Back there for Kaiser. Saimovici. Captain, Zupa. Ogden. Burnaby just building, trying to find a seam. Harborside content, at least at midfield, to let them play. Lachlan Will. Chauvin trying to cut through two defenders, didn't get there, and then Cornwell hit the deck. Burnaby didn't like the whistle, felt it was all ball. Regardless, whistle goes, free kick. Cornwell a little slow to get up. Big towering defender will hop up. You can see the players sort of beginning to wipe more sweat away from their faces. It wasn't really something we saw in the women's game too much. It was sort of more wiping the rain away late in that first half, but you're definitely seeing the conditions change a lot in this opening 45. Beharry has Purcell going for a run, uses him down the left side now. Charlie Purcell. One-on-one there, but the ball ran out of play. It was one-on-one with Pound. Another throw in for Burnaby. 30 minutes almost in the books. Third of the way through this one. Scoreless. Both teams have had decent chances. Nothing egregious is the wrong word. Nothing overt in terms of a must score or anything like that. Just a couple of good quality looks. But nothing that you feel should make it a 1-0 or other scoreline. Keepers have been involved, not overly tested. Low ball intended for Beopoulos. Falls to Bennett McKay. Cresswick steals. Magog, left side there. Beharry always has a couple of players all around him. Harborside get a throw. Beharry, back to Callum Magog. Working his way through a little bit of traffic. Finds Beopoulos. Chiari screaming for it left side. Instead it goes back. Magog, chance all alone. He scores! All the attention went out to the right side. Chiari was screaming for it. Instead, it was Magog with an absolute highway through the middle. And Harborside, in the 30th minute, it's Callum Magog, and it's 1-0. I wanted to call it a broken play. I don't think that does it justice, but it was certainly Magog pinching up, creating a little bit of the overlap, the odd man, odd-numbered kind of situation outside the area. And then he just strolled it. No one was close. And Callum Magog makes it 1-0. Harborside straight back on the attack once more. Beopoulos wanted to try and connect with it, but well out of his reach. Team that's done a lot of its scoring through a couple of different players, Beopoulos and Beharry, to get a goal from an unexpected source, certainly in that fashion. Credit to Callum Magog seeing and recognizing the opportunity and just streaking his way through. Nobody touched him. And the ball wound up in the back of the net. big start. The women's team also led 1-0. Theirs came inside 5 minutes, though. Still a long way to go in this one, but Magog has the home team off to a good start. History between these two teams and recent history for Harbourside certainly lends me to believe we've got more scoring coming. It was a 3-3 result last weekend for Harbourside on the road visiting TSS Rovers. It was a 3-3 result between these two teams in Burnaby back at the end of April. And while it was a 1-1 scoreline for Burnaby last weekend against Unity, we only got to go back a week or two and it was a 5-3 results for Rivers, and a hard challenge from a long way out, and that's immediately getting called on is the physio for Harbourside, as that was, I believe that's Beheri, getting a hard knock on his way through on the challenge from Pound. Potentially Ogden, excuse me. Beheri just getting looked over. Harbourside will get a free kick about 30 yards out, but the health of Suka Beheri certainly the focus right now for the home time. I believe it was Ogden who may have been carted in that incident as well. One 0 the score. Callum Magog, as Beheri's up, seems okay. So Harbourside will have another opportunity here from distance. Again, it'll be Creswick and Osman to stand over it. This time Osman to take it. Osman delivers, floats a ball, curling out, headed towards the goal, and it's well wide, kept in nicely though by Purcell. Check that Cornwall. Now to Osman. Gives there for Suka Beheri. Back to the goal scorer, Magog. And Harbourside regroup at midfield. Delivered long, Osman the intended target. Ball spills, Chiari trying to latch onto it, but Chauvin takes it away from him, and Burnaby hoof it downfield. Ball spills nicely for the visitors to the outside. Chauvin. The overlap there is Kaiser. Back to Chauvin. Burnaby trying to gain entry into the area. Chauvin does well, got past Cornwall. Cornwall will plead, saying it was all ball, but it's a free kick coming back. A little bit of frustration from Harbourside's number 22. So free kick 18 yards out, but on that near side wing. An opportunity here for Burnaby to try and equalize. It'll be Hamish Ogden to deliver. Curling it in towards the goal. Out to punch there is McConaughey. As streaking through as a player, did get a read on the number, but just couldn't connect. As the ball out to midfield, Harbourside will get a throw in. I believe that was Emil Samovic. Just couldn't connect on the cross in, but that was very, very close. Beopoulos, the little flick give and go there. Beheri trying to drag a ball back, but it's taken away by Burnaby, and quickly in transition. Kyle Dent looking to unleash Lachlan Will. Ball to McCunnock. Magog. Outside there for Creswick, through the middle. Purcell back to goal, drops it off. Here's Beopoulos. Tried to feed outside to Chiari, fell to Dent. He'll get it a head intended for Will, but taken by Hall. Kaiser. Saimovici. Long ball delivered there from Zupo to the outside. Burnaby will just regather back. Love the maroon in the keeper jerseys for Burnaby. That is, I'm a sucker for a maroon gold combination, and it's a good look. It is a very, very good look. Would love to see some maroon sort of in the shorts or on the jersey for Burnaby. But the white and the gold is a nice little partnership as well. It's a little tough to read the numbers from distance on the backs of the jerseys. My only complaint, but it's a good look. It is a classic look as well. He's Beharry through midfield. He's got Beopoulos in front of him, uses him now as a through ball. He's onside. Beopoulos with the left foot, but the ball got checked on its way through and dribbles in towards McKay. Good look from Harbourside's leading scorer. Looking to match the number on his back with the goals scored this season. Semovici. Back to Zupo. Feed outside there, intended along that far side Ty Pound. The ball just got away from him and out of play for a throw. Beharry will get it quickly. Dragging it down that left side, trying to chip it ahead to himself, but plenty of white jerseys back for it. Anytime Suka Beharry's touched the ball, he's had 2 or 3 players on him this afternoon. Kaiser. Drop back there, Semovici. For Kaiser. Will. Kaiser, nice little touch pass. Kaiser looks to return it back to Lachlan Will. Will will try to hold it in, and he does. Takes it to the corner, battling there with Chiari, but Osman gets it back on a partial clear. Nice little give and go there and creating an opportunity. Chiari to the middle. Wind might have taken that one as the pass let him down. Ball spills back and Burnaby control. McKay will get ejected into it. Gets the ball on his own 18-yard box. Semovici. In the middle. Taken there in control. Kaiser. For Zupo. Harbourside are really in no rush to retrieve the ball when it's in this sort of situation where the Burnaby defense are in possession of it. Even up towards midfield, perfectly fine to allow the passes, and that one there is a really good example. It's only really when the ball crosses midfield that the Hound Dogs are unleashed, so to speak. Ogden to the outside. Taken there by Apostle. Beharry chips it down the left side. Defender lost his footing, but the ball out of play. So Beharry unable to capitalize. Just under 5 minutes left in this first half. Billy Beopoulos will be our feature at halftime, talking to him about his time at Harbourside, which will very likely come to an end after this season, as he is returning to Greece to live after this season. So massive loss offensively for Harbourside, but fantastic to see Billy go back to his homeland. Live, work, play, hopefully continue on his soccer journey as well. Finished his studies at VIU with the Mariners, opening up his next chapter of life. We'll talk with him more at halftime. Hounds ahead. Will trying to drag it with him, but Hall was all over it and did well to strip without giving up a free kick. Harbourside, though, can't clear. Chiari gave it away. Ball there for Dent in the corner. Chips it back. Ogden looks to deliver. Does. A curling ball, but over everybody and out for a goal kick. Can't imagine we'll see too much in the way of stoppage time in this first half. We've had a couple of free kicks. Not too many sort of injury times or anything like that. Would imagine we'll see 2, maybe 3 minutes. It's been a relatively free-flowing game in terms of any long stoppages or whistles or anything like that. Harborside, the 1-0 advantage, courtesy Callum McGogg. Just recognizing an opportunity and making a really nice play. Hole comes in, gets a ball away. Lachlan Will might have come off second best on that challenge. Ball comes out to Purcell. Settles it to Jari. Conwell. Purcell. For Cresswick. Sukubahari. Has Beopoulos floating through the middle. Bahari to the outside. Looking to try and open up McKenzie. Working his way to the middle, Cresswick. Conwell. Harborside didn't like the look of that. They'll reload to midfield. Cresswick again. To the outside, McKenzie. Check that, pardon me, Osman. Bahari there as well. McKenzie this time. And Harborside just trying to find where that crack is. Cresswick. Bahari. Osman gets a touch. And again, Burnaby's tense now to just sit back a little bit. Force Harborside inside their own half. Hole. Bahari gets a touch, looks to create from distance. Here's Bahari, he's got a man tracking back on him. Bahari just outside the area. Plays to the outside, delivered high and over. The long shot, I believe, from Johnny McKenzie along that far side. Not really threatening goal. Ogden. Gave the ball away, Cornwall. Through some traffic, tried to return it back. Burnaby there in numbers, and they'll go quickly in transition. The pass from Shohan. Through the middle and taken there by Apostle. Feed to the outside, Burnaby quickly moving. Looking to try and center, McKenzie there, but the delivery very disappointing. Never really found its way in. Goes harmlessly in behind the goal. Substitution coming here late in this first half from Burnaby. It'll be number 5, Joe Zupo, coming off. And number 17, Aaron Colburn, coming on. It's an interesting substitution, if for nothing else than Burnaby's sub-bench too short here this afternoon. Just the 5 substitutes, including the backup keeper. So a substitution on the back end for the visitors. And the captain, Joe Zupo, will go sit. 1 minute of play left in this first half. I should say technically a minimum of 1 minute. There's a ball out for a throw. McGogg. Osman. Cresswick. Harborside, I think, content to take a 1-0 advantage in at halftime. They've played well, they've earned it. Callum McGogg. The difference through 45. McGogg this afternoon in the 30th minute, scoring to make it 1-0, and that's where we are through 45 minutes worth of play as Harborside put together a really good first half, controlled a lot of the ball. Credit Burnaby, had a couple of good looks, but many chances from distance. Anything in and around the area quickly snuffed away. And a lot to like from Harborside through that opening 45 minutes. We'll take a short break here. We're going to go with a feature. I had a chance to chat with Harborside striker Bill Beopoulos earlier this week. Chatted on a number of topics, including his time here at Harborside, the step up he's been able to make this season in terms of his scoring levels, as well as the partnership, and yes, that celebration with Sukubahari as well.
Billy, 9 goals on the League One season to date, entering games against Burnaby this weekend. Talk me through sort of what you believe has led to a bit of a breakout for you this season in terms of your ability to be much more of a presence up front and convert a lot of your chances this season.
Yeah, I mean, this league is very good. And I knew it coming into the season last year too, but last year I wasn't that successful in finding the back of the net. But this year, we've talked about like Suka a lot, and we've had great connection with him. Like some other teammates of mine have assisted me as well. I've been able to find good spaces behind the back, on the shoulder of the defenders. So I'm trying to convert as much as I can. I miss a couple chances every game, but it's part of the job, right?
You mentioned Suka, and obviously, playing with him here at Harborside last year, that partnership just seems to have gone to a next level this year, both in terms of its ability to generate goals for both of you, but also its just presence and changing the dynamic of a game. How has that developed? How has that been fostered through the year, between the two of you on and off the field?
I know Suka for 9 years, I think, since 2015. So we've had a long friendship together, and we're very close. The funny thing is, we live together too. I live with him, his wife, and his kid, and he's very easy to play with. He's such a good player, very talented. So it's easy to move off him, work off him, because he attracts so many players, and then it's easy just to for him to find me and then just convert that. It's just been amazing. It's exceeding expectations for sure.
Without giving too much of the secret sauce away, what are you looking for him in terms of those signals to be able to make a run, to get your timing down pat? Because that is so crucial to find that, whether it's a through ball behind the defense, whether it's a cross, to find that timing to be able to read a guy.
It's not anything specific, I'd say. It's just working off him and him working off me. So we'll just make eye contact. He'll see where I'll go. If he decides not to play me, then I attract players, and then he finds space to dribble. Or the opposite, I go, he plays me, and then he goes again. So it's just working off each other. We don't have anything secret. It's just understanding each other in the space that we occupy.
Got to ask about the celebration. We've seen it come out a number of times this year. Just talk me through sort of the genesis of that, where that came from, and why that's a big part of your game when you put the ball on the back of the net.
Well, we were watching, we sat down and we had a movie marathon of like the Planet of the Apes. And then we saw like Caesar just grab a bunch of branches and like put them together and say that if we're together, it doesn't break. And then we just said, oh, that would be so cool if we like score and we do that as a celebration. So we just started doing this, like apes together strong. So together we're strong.
Your time here in Nanaimo with the Mariners, talk me through sort of how that's shaped the player that you are, and obviously the opportunity to continue working with Kevin Lindo here at Harborside, but taking that next step up to collegiate soccer, playing against older, bigger, stronger players. How do you feel you've developed and changed over the last few years?
Yeah, I started playing college VIU as a kid. Now I'm a full-grown man now. It is a different level for sure, going from mans to college, because everybody's trying to go pro. Everybody's at our age, very athletic. Everybody knows how to play. And I've played 4 years. I've enjoyed it, and I got to be honest. Like VIU has been a big part of my life. It's been my favorite soccer that I played here so far. Like I love VIU. I love it. I'm grateful for VIU. I studied there for 4 years. I finished my degree in like soccer. It's been amazing. I started working with Bill and Merriman, and now the past 2 years with Kevin. I've learned a lot from Kevin as well, as I did with Bill as well. But Kevin has been a very big part of my success in the past 2 years, for sure.
In terms of developing your game and becoming, that target up front that you've been for Harborside, has that just been something that's come with, the physical growth and just being bigger, stronger, older, more experienced? Is that a skill development? Sort of how do you feel that that's factored into your game, both at Harborside over the last couple of years and with VIU?
I would say having more freedom of movement. That's what Kevin has given me the past couple of years, and getting a little bit stronger as well. In my first 2 years, I wasn't the strongest. I was fast, but like as you get stronger, you get faster as well. So I think the past 2 years, having been in the gym more, off the gym, like working on the field more, putting in the time on the field and working, like it's been a big difference for me for sure.
You mentioned the freedom of movement, and one thing I've been watching this year is predominantly, and changes a little bit, but predominantly the three guys up front. Usually, yourself, Suka, Charlie Purcell's occupied that third space for a lot of the season. It is very much seems like a rotation. Like you'll take a role in the middle, then you'll work out to a wing. How does that kind of dynamic work in terms of knowing sort of where you are, using that to kind of inject yourself into the game, I imagine, as well?
It's amazing how we can all work off each other, and I can play on the left, middle, right. Same with Charlie and Suka, and it's also like communicating as well. It takes a lot of communication to the field to be able to say Charlie stay in the middle, like Charlie telling me where to go and like all that stuff. So it's been, the communication part has been big for us, has been huge for sure. You
talked earlier with the Mariners about coming in as a kid and leaving as a man and playing against bigger, stronger, more experienced players. That's something you've done your whole career. I remember seeing your name and hearing a lot about you in Powell River with Villa when you were playing in the VISL. Just talk me through that experience and just being exposed to higher levels and almost being forced to adapt or be left out.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. My first team I played for in Canada was like when I moved here 11 years ago was Villa, and they took me in with open arms. They helped me grow as well. We were playing the VSL back then, but it is a big difference from being a 15-year-old playing with like 25, 30-year-olds. Like in that experience, it is different. You have to grow. You have no choice. So that was a big help. And then when I moved here, I played U21 and then moved to U21 and Div 1 again, sorry, and then moved to VIU. So it's been gradually, and that's how we do it in Greece too. Like a lot of my friends as well, like when they were my age, that's when they started moving to the men's level, so they could start growing quicker and faster.
We talked about the trio up front and kind of trying to inject yourself into the game. What's your strategy for those games where the ball's just not finding you? You know, whether it's a defense, you know, an opposition defense, whether it's just a lack of cohesion with the other guys on the field from Harbourside, kind of how do you try to find your way? Because in talking with Callum Weir a few weeks ago, it's like he's big on communication and, you know, making sure he's working with the defense. What's it like for you up the other end of the pitch?
The key is to not get frustrated. If the ball doesn't come to you, do not get frustrated. And that's what Kevin said to me, I think it was 2 years ago, I remember that. He said to keep being patient, looking for the ball, and if it doesn't come to me, I have to go for it, to it, or make different movements, because if it doesn't come to me, then it's partially my fault as well. It's not anybody else's fault. So I just try to keep doing what I'm doing and do a little bit more, different movement, come to the ball, work off each other with Charlie, Suka, and the rest of my teammates as well.
What are some of the goals that you set for yourself this year? Are you a stats player? You wanted to hit X number of goals? Are there development targets you wanted to hit this year? Sort of what's your driving purpose this season?
Well, my goal was to score more than I did last year, so I surpassed that, thankfully, thank God. I just want us to get it to the playoffs. I don't have anything personal. Personally, I just want to get as better as I can. I just want to improve every day in training. Like I try to work hard. I try at the games. I try to stay focused, and if I don't score and we win, I'm still happy. I'm still as happy as I can be, because I want us to win. I want us to get into the playoffs, and that's the biggest goal of us so far.
Welcome back here to Kinnistuk Stadium in Nanaimo. Teams just getting set for our second half action. We have had a couple of substitutions to tell you about at halftime. Harborside just finishing up their 2 at the moment. Burnaby made 1 change. It is Arjun Mann coming onto the pitch. Kyle Dent coming off at 45 minutes. Harborside making a pair of changes. Cam Shaw coming into the game for Johnny McKenzie. And then Michael Happel, who's actually listed as the backup goalkeeper for today's game, back in his familiar number 16 in midfield. And just waiting for the 4th official. It'll be Chari heading off for him. So a little bit of a shuffle up in the formation, as Happel will join Creswick in midfield, Shaw and Osman the wingbacks, and then the 3 on the back, Magog, Hall, and Conwell. And we are underway in our second half. Harborside from our right to left. They've got the wind at their back in this second half, and a 1-0 lead courtesy of Callum Magog in the 30th minute. No change up front for Harborside to tell you too much about. It is still Beopoulos, Beheri, and Purcell. Just those 2 substitutions. Shaw and Happel on. Chari and McKenzie off. And then the one for Burnaby, Arjun Mann coming on, and Kyle Dent off. So Harborside from our right to left in their 2-tone blue jersey with the white trim. Burnaby from left to right in their white jerseys with the light gold trim. Sand color? Have you called it sand color? Regardless, it's a nice kit, and especially we're talking in the first half about the keeper kit with the maroon in there as well. That's very, very nice. And then it looks like there's some Burnaby youth soccer players watching this game on as well. The black with the gold looks very, very sharp. Hamish Ogden, right side here for Lachlan Will, trying to work his way into the middle. Good push and pace to this one so far in the second half. Shahan to the outside, ball delivered. Conwell get a boot on it, put it to the outside. Didn't find its way out of play and able to be cleared there by Yusuf Osman. Shahan will try once more. It's turned back and trying to dance his way through. Chance from a long way out, but it's the through ball. Missed everybody. That was from Samovic, I believe, and it'll go out for a goal kick. Creswick draws a free kick on the challenge there from his opposing number, Hamish Ogden, wearing the captain's armband. Joe Zuppo was substituted off in the first half, late in the first half. couple of substitutions made each way, although, as we mentioned earlier on, it is a short bench for Burnaby here this afternoon. As that ball somehow able to be kept in there by Purcell, although the flag will now get raised up, and it'll be an offside call on Beopoulos. So effectively the same result. So short bench, as we mentioned, including the keeper, just 5 subs for Burnaby to deal with here this afternoon. They've already made 2 of them, so realistically, just 2 substitutions left for them. Harbourside still have Wyatt Lyon, Andre Tovar, Alex Dedam, and Ashton Bryant, along with Matthew Coburn at their disposal, so plenty of options. Surprised not to see Wyatt Lyon start here. He's been a fixture for Harbourside this season. Happel in midfield. To Beopoulos. Did well to shield it, got it to Osman right side. Up again through the middle, intended for Beopoulos, timing just off on the run. Ball up through the middle there, McGogg trying to challenge it, but it spills to the outside, and a throw-in will happen in favor of Harbourside. Harry tracking back, just getting a quick touch on the ball, but the return feed to McGogg missed its mark. Throw in there from Apostle. Goes back to Pound, and now McKay. Shaw challenging with his man as Saimovici trying to advance the ball ahead, but Cresswick cut that one off. Purcell in some traffic, did well to get it to Bahari. Beopoulos made a run, was offside though. Bahari holds onto it, stops out, 25 yards out, delivers in for Beopoulos, and it goes high, easily taken by McKay. A little bit of a feeling out process to open this second half. Harbourside a 1-0 advantage, a 30th minute goal from Callum McGogg. Cresswick trying to knock it down, eventually does, maintains control. Osman, Happel, not a ton of time, did well, got it to Cresswick, now over to Bahari. Looking for a run, finds Purcell outside, the pass just angled just off from where Charlie Purcell was. Almost kind of in two minds, Bahari, you might have thought there, as he had Purcell well on the outside, Beopoulos in the middle, and pass sort of split the two of them. Oh, and that is an easy fall down there. I think the arm went into maybe the chest from Happel to Apostle. Apostle clutching his face aggressively. Regardless, a free kick earned by Burnaby's number 7. Saimovici outside there for Kaiser. Cornwall takes it, unchallenged, down the wing by Beopoulos. Delivers left side by Bahari. He'll run onto it, into the left corner. Purcell going to the front of the goal. Suka Bahari, 1-on-1 to the outside, looking to open up a cross, gets through one. Bahari, top of the area, stops, 18 yards out, trying to get a shot away, does. It's partially blocked and partially cleared. Cresswick looking to regather, and Harbourside will reload. Cornwall, a nice move to keep control. Chips to the left wing for Cam Shaw. First real touch of the ball here this afternoon for Shaw, substituted on at the half. Turn down the return feed to Beharry, to the middle for Happel. Uses the Egyptian outside. Suku Beharry. High, cross to the back post intended for Purcell, and over the top missed its mark. A good couple of looks there from Harbourside, threatening but never really able to direct much towards the goal. Really feel the wind continuing to make its presence known as a free kick given up there. Cornwall just colliding with his man inside half. Free kick quickly taken there by Kaiser. Cornwall looking to advance it ahead. It's sent straight back in there by Burnaby. Just outside the area, plenty of blue jerseys around it there. Osman trying to shield it, let the ball run, and it'll head out for a goal kick. Hall will begin to play it out from the back. We talked a little bit about the weather in the first half. Air temperature only probably around 20, 21 degrees. But when that sun comes out, it is definitely noticeable. Kind of a real sort of searing sunshine today. Not easy to escape it. Cloud cover sort of moving its way in and out over top of the field, but it is a sapping sun. Not necessarily sapping air. The humidity has gone down a little bit. It's not quite as muggy as it was this morning, but certainly playing out there in that full sun when the cloud cover abates. Difficult for players. Happel gives up a free kick on that challenge there on the captain, Ogden. And Happel might earn himself in the books, and he does. Just a collection of fouls for Harbourside. So Happel not on the pitch 10 minutes, finds himself in the referee's book. Long ball delivered in off the free kick, headed away by Hall just to outside the area, although Harbourside looked to go quickly in transition. Beharry, Osman, good sliding tackle, took it away, and Burnaby back the other way. Down the outside, looking to control, plenty of options in the middle, but McConaughey snatching that one away from Lachlan Will. Good breakout by Harbourside, turned back by a better defensive play on the sliding tackle. And then Burnaby able to probably get their best chance towards the goal, certainly of the half, if not one of their better ones of the game. Forced a good stretched save there from Matthew Scott McConaughey. Long ball again put in, punched away as Burnaby, the player in offside. I believe that's Samovici. Happel given a two-handed shove in the back. This might draw a little bit of extra attention from the referee, although it is a final warning, no doubt. Hands into the back of the number 16 out of Japan for Harbourside. Hull marshalling players downfield. Will drop off his to the goal scorer, Callum Magog. Eventually out for a goal kick. Magog's goal in the 30th minute, just a missed defensive assignment from Burnaby. Magog pinched up and kind of created that odd man situation. Basically had so much space around him. Nobody touched him, nobody was near him, and the ball was in the back of the net before Burnaby knew what had happened. Just credit for Magog not only getting himself into that position, but recognizing it in advance. Able to get himself in that area. Not an area that he's necessarily supposed to be in all that much. Cresswick looking to knock a ball down. Purcell the intended target. Beopoulos looking to fish for a loose ball as well. Comes back out to midfield. Burnaby beginning to build. Will down the right side, the intended target, but Shaw will be there first. Tried to get control, and Will gives up the free kick, pleading with the referee against it. It was fortunate for Shaw as he sort of had tried to shield it and then eventually had to look to take control of it, but in doing so lost his footing. Referee saying that it was the result of contact from Will. Substitute coming here for Burnaby. Number 11, Emil Samovici coming off. And it'll be Emilio Brienza coming on, the number 10. That is the third of 5 available changes, including the keeper, for the visitors here this afternoon. So Brienza will slot in towards the front. Arjun Mann sort of slotting in towards that central striker role as well. He was another substitute that came on earlier this afternoon. Hall clears down the right side. Beopoulos the intended target, but well over his head. As we were talking earlier, still a lot of options. A full 7-man sub-bench for Harbourside. 7 outfield players as well. Happel was listed as the I guess the reserve keeper. He is out there in a midfield role. Great sliding tackle from Shaw, knocks that one out of play. So they've got 7 outfield players to select from. They've only made 2 changes so far. So still plenty of options available to Kevin Lindo and Harbourside, dependent on the game situation. Threatening just inside the area, Burnaby, but plenty of blue jerseys around it. Osman will chip it up and ahead. Purcell tries to stop, control. Surrounded by white jerseys this time, and it's the visitors to take it away. A little messy along that far side, eventually out for a throw. 2/3 the way done this one. Harbourside a 1-0 advantage. Came in the 30th minute, courtesy Callum Magog. An unexpected source, but a very welcomed goal. And allowed Harbourside to play with the lead through a good chunk of this one. Here's Beopoulos, his league-leading 9 goals on the season. Looks to center, Bahari chips just over, but it's a free kick. Bahari beside himself, wondering how the whistle went. Thought initially he'd drawn a penalty, but instead it's a free kick back the other way. The shot went over the goal. I'm sure you would have had a much different reaction had Bahari been able to find the back of the net. That his best chance this afternoon results in giving up a free kick. Osman tried to make a play at the ball. It got past him. Chance here for Burnaby. Outside, shooting towards the goal, and it's blocked by Cornwall. Ball still to the outside. Man delivers back down low on that far side. Check that Shohan. Burnaby still controlling, well outside. Building once more. Ball put in, a mile offside there was Brienza. Just opening up a fraction the last couple of minutes, that long stretch feed to hit Beopoulos and then eventually Bahari. And then returning back down the other way for Harbourside, taking advantage of Osman making a play at a long ball. Starting to see this open up a fraction as optimistic from Happel, trying to set up Bahari in the middle with a curling outside of the boot type pass. Happel comes in and an airborne challenge. Happel's Got to be careful here. He's on a yellow. Got airborne in that challenge. Granted, with a little bit of a bigger player, no sort of hard feelings there. Nick Apostle was on the receiving end of it. He and Happel have had a nice little battle since the Harborside player came on at the half. Apostle. Happel challenging him. Apostle got the ball up. Magog to Shaw, and now Bahari will knock it down. Looking for some options. Suka Bahari down the left side. Tied up, drew a free kick as he and Apostle got tied up just inside half, and it'll be a yellow card for Burnaby's number 7, and then immediately indicated to the bench that he needed a substitution. Problem is, for Burnaby, there's not a whole ton of options as Apostle collapses onto his back. I mean, there's a couple of players warming up. They're both in goalkeeper kit, unfortunately for Burnaby. So there might only just be one option. As Burnaby will get some drinks run out to them. Harborside taking advantage of a pause as well, as Nick Apostle gets looked at over by the physio. Immediately signaled for a substitution after that challenge with Bahariel on the near wing. So, I mean, it is just the two keepers that would be available to come on for the first time. Or at least the two in keeper kit. And a short bench on a hot day, that might be the Harborside tactic as well, to try and keep this game just sort of rolling as much as possible. So Apostle off the field, sort of walking the sideline at the moment, limping on his left foot. Waiting for the referee's permission to come back into the game. Ball spills back out, long way out, Osman, well wide, and now the referee will allow him to come back in. Although not with the same freedom of movement, I think, that he perhaps wants. Fair bit of activity on the Burnaby bench. And Apostle limping, really doesn't have that full range. Lachlan will. Ball knocked down there, Happel. Magog, the goal scorer. Now they'll try to target the injured defender. Here's Bahari. Down the right side, Beopoulos, but couldn't control. It'll cut back to the keeper, McKay. Has a little bit of work to do. A game of chicken there with Beopoulos. Postel, the intended target, given up to Happel. Now here's Purcell. To Creswick, couldn't get control of it. Purcell, a nice sliding tackle. Tried to regather, couldn't do it, and now Burnaby in transition. Cornwall watching his man, trying to cut in. High, top of the zone, and put in towards the goal. That was man, and easily gloved and taken by McConnick. Just no options at the moment for Burnaby. So I don't think Apostle has many alternatives other than just try and run it out. Does provide Harborside a target. Imagine a lot of their challenges will go down this right side. And Apostle a little frustrated on that pass from McKay when there were other options available. But expect to see a ton of play down this near side from Harborside. Shaw. Long throw. Purcell into the corner, trying to hold it in. Unsuccessful. Actually, sorry, he did better than he thought. I thought that had gone in behind. I saw the ball boy starting to move, but ball did stay in, easily gloved by the keeper. Sliding tackle from Osman neutralized that rush down the left side. Shaw got in the way of a pass that was intended for Will. Now Shaw will go for a run. Beopoulos tries to head it down. Bahari, the intended target. Back to McKay. Callum Magog, the lone goal scorer, came in the 30th minute, and it's a 1-0 Harbourside advantage. Ogden out here to the injured Apostle. Just chips it on the overlap. Working his way through the middle is Ty Pound, but the pass cut off by Magog. Appel tried to drag it with him, couldn't do it. Turning and running there is Brienza. To the middle. Now to the outside, Johan. Drops it off, trying to cut his way through. Along that far side, believe that might have been Kaiser. So 2 players for Burnaby continue to do some jogging and stretching and warming up. Unfortunately for Burnaby, they both play in goal. So there are a few options for outfielders so far this afternoon. Still 20-odd minutes to play. Free kick here for Harbourside, just inside half. Creswick and Osman again over the top of it. Not a concentrated target in and around the 18-yard, more of a sporadic display. Referee giving Yusuf Osman a yellow card. A lot of appeal from the Harbourside players after that card issued, but Yusuf Osman now on a caution from the referee. Creswick's delivery intended for Osman, cut off by Chauhan, and Burnaby will go for a run. Down the left side, Chauhan thought about, or tried at least to get it back, but Hall intercepted, and eventually spills, and a free kick coming, and this one getting a little bit choppy. As along that far side, I believe that's Kaiser getting carded by the referee. So just starting to get a little bit nippy, a little bit choppy in terms of the pushbacks back and forth. And I think the referees just called a bit of a formal break here in terms of refreshments. Just make sure the players are okay. And that kind of gives you a little bit of an idea about the changes. So we're up here at the back of Rotary Bowl, you know, a good two or three stories above field level. It's windy, it's chilly, but down at pitch level, obviously hot enough, muggy enough for a formal drinks break. 20 minutes remaining. This will all, of course, get added into stoppage time, but 20 minutes left in this one. From a Burnaby perspective, curious to kind of see how they go about this with effectively down to 10 men with an injured Nick Apostle on a right back role. Not only is that sort of one less option for you offensively, but it's a big target painted on you defensively as well. And for Harbourside, still plenty of options for them. Andre Tovar to come in and bring a spark. Ashton Bryan, Alex Tadam as well. And then to try and seal it defensively, you've got a guy like Wyatt Lyon who's played a lot of minutes this season. Matthew Coburn is a big presence on the back end too. And we will see a substitution, and it'll be Alex Tadam to come on for Ben Creswick in midfield. So no real signal yet from Kevin Lindo to lock things down in terms of substitutes, such as taking off an attacker, bringing on a defender, things of that nature. Just getting some fresh legs in through midfield. Creswick has been ever present and active this afternoon and getting a rest after 70 minutes. Playback underway. We will probably see those, or we definitely will see those 2-3 minutes added on after 90 here this afternoon. We'll say 20 minutes to go. Bennett McKay. The thing is for Burnaby, if you are going to try and hide a guy, that kind of fullback spot isn't a bad place. Certainly doesn't handcuff your midfield, for example. Well, it's not the worst of opportunities, but it is certainly difficult and a tough spot for Nick Apostle to be in. Appel, little give there. Got the return feed back from Shaw, now outside for Beharry. You can tell Apostle just really lumbering and laboring, just trying to be in good position, wouldn't really be able to make too much of a play. Beharry trying to get his man to bite, feeds out to Shaw. Now for Purcell looking to hunt for the ball. Beopoulos making a run, might be offside here, flag goes up. Just a half a step ahead was Billy Beopoulos trying to create some space. And wasn't able to keep the assistance flag down. Hall. Appel. Purcell there. As Appel, nice feed to the outside, Osman. Purcell kind of back in more of a midfield structure over the last couple of minutes. Just trying to get a read on a formation and maybe a bit of a personnel shift up front. We talked in the first half about that triangle of Beharry, Beopoulos, and Purcell, but certainly Purcell joining Appel in midfield, and then Alex Stidham up with Beopoulos and Beharry. So a slight tweak to the formation just in terms of Purcell dropping back. Otherwise, that triangle up front remains intact. Nice little give and go. Here's a chance. Kaiser through midfield, rolling a ball all the way along the ground, and McConaughey will hold on to it. 15 minutes plus what I imagine will be upwards of 5 minutes of stoppage time left in this one. Harbourside's a 1-0 advantage. Callum Magog, the lone goal scorer. Little chip up and ahead there, Brienza. The ball put out of play for a throw. Apostle. Into the middle there for Pound. Now Will. Feed up through the middle. It was just out of the reach as Hall put it back within the reach. Bouncing ball dangerous here. Osman looking to clear to the outside and does. Hall inadvertently kept that play alive for Burnaby, just trying to get a touch on it. It had gone over the head of Emilio Brienza, but unfortunately wasn't able to connect on it. Hall gave him a second look at it. Working out, here's Kaiser. Ball through the middle. Harborside being pressured here, just inside the area. Shot might have taken a deflection. No, it didn't. Over the goal. Just watching the Burnaby bench, one of the keepers has taken his penny off and he's getting gloves on. Might be a bit of an unconventional switch here. It is the only player on the bench sort of making any kind of positive movement towards potentially playing. We'll just keep an eye on that. Happel left side. Shaw trying to drag it with him, but challenged along here in a courageous play given the circumstances by Nick Apostle. Draws a free kick as well. Ball put in towards the middle. Jovan Matt plays to the outside. Chohan out for a throw. It is interesting to watch Nick Apostle certainly moving a lot more freely than he was, say, 5-10 minutes ago. So that may negate the need for a sub. Still not 100%, nowhere near it. And in fact, now that I say that, kind of when he's down to walking speed, definitely still laboring along that left side. Burnaby getting the job done on the other side of the pitch, though. Still controlling outside the area. Ogden centering ball. There for Will, couldn't get it, drag it any further. And Osmond will take it away. Osmond to Cornwall. Nice move. Got it up through the middle. Here's Dedan to go for a run. Ahead. Right side Beopoulos. He's onside. Controls just inside the area. Oh, he was offside, pardon me. It looked good. Must have been very close in that split second for my eyes to go from ball to Beopoulos. The wind picks up once more. Here comes Chohan. Shot long way out as McConaughey got a glove on it and able to get the crumbs as well. What a stop. It was a long way out the shot, I believe, from Asvin Chohan. Forced a sprawling glove save from McConaughey and then had to get up quickly. Wasn't able to hold onto it or period over the crossbar. Instead, just left it hanging about a yard or two out. And was able to regather it quickly before any reinforcements arrived for the visitors. Just judging by the activity on the bench, they might just kind of be waiting to see how Apostle goes, although we're inside 10 minutes plus stoppage time. There is still only one player with any kind of activity. It is a keeper who just continues to stretch, get ready, not wearing the orange warm-up pinny. So whether he comes in as a goalkeeper role and McKay moves to an outfield role, or whether this is all just a little bit of gamesmanship, we'll have to wait and see. Ogden looks to control. Ball along that far side. Lachlan Will trying to get possession. Spills to the outside. Chohan. Happel did well to knock that ball away. Just pinballing in midfield at the moment. No real clean possession. Another probing ball. Long way out. McConaughey will dive on top of one. That was Brienza who got a bit of a touch on it, kind of stopped it on its way through, and McConaughey able to come in and do the rest. He's made every save he's had to make this afternoon, and a couple of pretty good ones on top of that as well as Matthew Scott McConaughey. Callum Weir up with Pacific FC. Unavailable for selection for Harbourside here today. There's a couple of sliding tackles. Ball continues on. Will plays in towards the middle. Shot well wide as Brienza. Suka Bahari, I think, is going to end up in the referee's book here. Although no card was actually ever presented. The yellow card came out, but was never actually displayed to Bahari. Regardless, it is a goal kick. Not a whole lot of activity on the Harbourside sub bench either. As I mentioned, they've made 3 changes and have a full 7-man to select from in terms of outfield players. Here's Beopoulos, right side. Beopoulos shoots, McKay the save. It was a tight-angled shot, let go from the side around 8 yards out. But McKay was able to make the save down on one knee and out for a corner kick. Harborside really in no rush to deliver this one. 7 minutes plus, I'm guessing around 5 or 6 minutes stoppage time. Appel will be over to take it. Appel delivers near post off of Burnaby head to the 18-yard box. Beopoulos! Oh, that was a lot better than it really had any right to be. Billy Beopoulos volleying from 18 yards out. Forced a good save from McKay. How that shot found its way through a dozen bodies in front. Short corner taken by Appel. Now Bahari will go for a run and draws a free kick to boot. Referee has a difficult job here in the latter stages of this second half, remembering all the players that he's given those final warnings to. Those no mores, the instructions, the extra words. Appel will deliver. Near post. Scores! Harborside double the lead. Deflecting it in. And it's Tristan Cornwell on the receiving end of it. And Harborside a 2-0 advantage. Thought initially it was Purcell on the deck, but everybody began to mob Cornwell. Bennett McKay up to the referee to try and talk things over. But Harborside putting themselves in prime position to sweep a home weekend. The women got the job done 2-1 earlier today. The men a 2-0 advantage. Believe it was Tristan Cornwell on the receiving end of that low feed from Michael Appel. And it's a 2-0 Harborside lead. Now the pace increases. Burnaby need to try and find something to muster. And the keeper that we've been watching on the Burnaby bench has put the orange penny back on. I think it's just legs run out for Burnaby here this afternoon. Didn't have the options on the bench to work with. Had to make a substitution, or at least did make a substitution late first half with their captain Joe Zuppo coming off. And then just didn't have the horses to go in the second half, and out there with an injured defender, Beopoulos. Credit Nick Apostle, brave, still sliding in for a challenge, even with an injured, what appears to be injured left foot. Certainly running a little bit better, but still not anywhere near free movement. Here's Lachlan Will, tries to center shot, McConaughey the save. It was an effort that Emilio Brienza will be disappointed with. Never really got it off the turf, but a good diving save to his left from McConaughey. McConaughey bombs a ball to the right wing. Will go out for a throw. Three minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Harborside a 2-0 advantage. Goals, at least as we understand it, ball almost up here. At least as we understand it, certainly Magog the first half goal, that's no question. Second half marker potentially to another defender in Tristan Cornwell. And it is indeed Cornwell who's been credited with it in the 85th minute. So with Beopoulos leading League One scoring, as Happel, and a whistle goes here. Happel thought he'd drawn a free kick. No referee's whistle went. And then Happel, with on top of the ball, got kind of kicked a couple of times, with Burnaby trying to knock it loose. Frustrations there from Brienza. I think frustrations all around. Long ball, that's for Cam Shaw. Looking to try and cross. He's got plenty of options in the middle. Shaw, chips intended for Beheri or Dedam, could find neither. Turning and spinning there, Chohan. Gets it over down the left side there. Brienza intended for Will, but McConaughey was able to cut it off. So as I was saying, with all the scoring, Billy Beopoulos leading League 1 BC with 9 goals on the campaign. Free and clear. The closest in second place for individual scoring is 4. Suka Beheri's got a handful as well. So with all those players, it's 2 defenders, Magog and Cornwell, to score here this afternoon. Beheri, Beopoulos, it's 10! And Billy Beopoulos makes it 3-0. Beheri will come over the celebration. And it's the 10th goal, a league-leading number for Billy Beopoulos. And it makes it 3-0. So it will be a home sweep for Harbourside. The women got the job done earlier today by a 2-1 score, their first win of the season. Harbourside's men's team will get a big 3 points here and pull them within 1 of a playoff spot. And it's a 3-way share of second place, just 1 point ahead of them as soon as the referee's whistle blows this afternoon. And Harbourside's going to make a trifecta of changes here to close out this game. Suka Beheri comes off. Looks like Yusuf Osman is coming off. And Fergus Hall is coming off as well. Michael Happel has the captain's armband. So it's a trio of changes. It'll be 4 minutes, a minimum of 4 minutes. Matthew Coburn comes on. Wyatt Lyon comes on as well. So just trying to get a read. So it's Wyatt Lyon, Matthew Coburn, and I'm just trying to see who the third one is. And Harbourside looking to shut up shop and close this one out. Ashton Bryant will be the third. So defense first mentality right now. 5 on the back, 3 in midfield, and Billy Beopoulos the only one up front. He and Beheri again creating, and Beopoulos' 10th on the season makes it 3-0. Chohan, he's been good for Burnaby this afternoon. Looks to play towards the middle, and it's consolation for the visitors. Breaks the clean sheet, but it's a sliding goal there. Emilio Brienza just gets some crumbs in the middle. And Burnaby make it 3-1. Disappointing for Harbourside not to keep the clean sheet. McConaughey has played well, certainly earned it. Magog just taking a knock as that ball went through, and potentially a result of some changes or maybe just an unfortunate bounce. Nobody picked up the loose ball and nobody got Brienza. He makes it 3-1, and Harbourside still just in firm control, but it kind of puts into more focus the Beopoulos goal. Big difference between 3-1 and 2-1. The Dam down the right side looking to chase after a loose ball. Beopoulos is in the middle, one-on-one. The Dam can't get the ball to him quite quick enough. Closed down well. Made a nice move. Crosses in. Chance! Trying to spin and connect there was Ashton Bryant on what would have been a spectacular marker. Johan in transition here for Burnaby with some speed, trying to cut through middle. Along this near side, streaking after it there is Kaiser. Into the corner he goes, just loses the control of it. And out for a throw. So it was a minimum of 4 minutes, which, given 3 of those were for the drinks break, seems a little low, but Harbourside will take it. About another minute to go. Coburn a long ball. Beopoulos got held up on a bear hug there from the injured Nick Apostle. Apostle will get carded. A second yellow card for Nick Apostle, and his afternoon is done. If not substituted, gets himself sent off on a second yellow. A tough one for Nick Apostle. There was no substitute available to him. Apostle curious on the first card. Didn't think he had been carded earlier. Apostle gets the clarification that he needs. Heads off, so it is now a 10-man Burnaby FC. And Apostle finally gets the rest. And a final change here. Andre Tovar comes on and Beopoulos comes off. So Burnaby down to 10 men, effectively playing that way for a majority of the last sort of 20, 25 minutes, given the limitations of Apostle. And 2 yellows, his afternoon is done with very little time remaining. Here's Shaw. Chip up and ahead for Lyon. Back to Shaw. Drags to the left, trying to cut. Get a cross in, does, finds a loose ball. Tovar just half a step behind, couldn't grab there. It'll be full time. As the referee's whistle blows, and Harbourside back-to-back wins here at Kakinishtuk Stadium. The women by a 2-1 score, and then the men a 3-1 score. Goals to Callum McGog, Tristan Cornwell, and the 10th of the season, league leading by a long way for Billy Beopoulos, matches the number on the back of his jersey. And it is a 3-1 Harbourside win over Burnaby. Harbourside will have a couple of weeks off. They will not play over the Canada Day long weekend. It'll be in Vancouver against the Whitecaps July 6th. And then another 2-week break ahead of a doubleheader here in Nanaimo, July 20th and 21st. Hosting TSS Rovers and Unity FC, respectively. On behalf of everyone associated with the broadcast here this afternoon, thanks so much for watching or listening, spending a little bit of your Saturday afternoon with us. Harbourside 3, Burnaby 1. The home side completes the weekend sweep by winning both the women's and the men's games by a combined 5-2 score. And much needed points towards a playoff position for the Harbourside men's team, who now sit a single point back of a 3-way share of the second place in the division standings. 1 point back of TSS, Altitude, and Unity. Crucial points here for Harbourside in their quest for a playoff postseason berth. Thanks so much for joining us. My name's Alex Jonesy here at Kakinishtuk Stadium. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye now.